back to the Smoke Shack. This is Steven. Today we've got a very special review for you. We've got a new Dunbarton Tobacco Trust cigar here. We got the Sobremesa Solita Red. There's the upper band and then the lower band here on the cigar. This is a 6 1/4 by 46 Corona Grande. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Mexican San Andreas binder, Nicaraguan and U.S. tobacco for the fillers here. As far as the craftsmanship goes, presentation looks phenomenal for the cigar. I rated it a 10 out of 10. I just really love it. It looks very classy. I like how minimalistic the bands are, yet they really just pop out on this wrapper. They look great. The red really looks great with the Habano wrapper. The construction here, just phenomenally done. Really could not find anything to really knock. I gotta say, fantastic veins. It's extremely evenly rolled. It's got great color there on the foot, but very, very nicely done cap up top here with a little bit of a pigtail there. Just fantastic looking cigar. 10 out of 10 construction. I got an 8 out of 10 as far as the color here. Not as vibrant as I would like in the toe, but does look really good. And then the Vitola, I really have not smoked these a lot in the past, so it was not a real big fan of the Vitola. I like something a little bit thicker, but got it rated here as a 7 out of 10, and it doesn't really take up too much of the score there. It's only 1% of the overall score, so a 1.91 out of 2 here for the craftsmanship score. Fantastically done here by Dunbarton and Steve Saka. Take off the lower band here. Go ahead and cut this. A lot of chocolate there on the dry draw. Very, very good pull too as well. The draw, they're just ideal. Now, I've been sitting in the Smoke Shack too long, so I'm not picking up any aromas here on the body or foot, so I apologize for those. But the dry draw is a chocolatey and cedar. Both of those notes. I'm going to go ahead and light it up here. There is some really, really good flavors here to start off. Not 100% sure what the flavor profile is, the makeup just yet. I'm getting a lot of baking spices in the background. Seems like some chocolate. There's some other notes that just aren't very common in a cigar. So I'm gonna have to smoke this down here until about the end of the first third to be able to depict all of what's going on here. But very complex, very well-rounded flavor profile here. He's outdone himself again. Gonna go ahead and smoke this down to the end of the first third and then catch you back up with my thoughts. Bring you back in at the end of the first third here of this cigar. The flavor profile here is absolutely phenomenal. Got chocolate, some cream in here as well, baking spices that kind of come in the form of a graham cracker and some cinnamon. Just phenomenal. A little bit of espresso in here as well. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very well rounded here. Maybe even a little bit of black or cayenne pepper in the background as well. Just fantastic. Extremely rich in flavor. In fact, a 10 out of 10 there in richness of flavor. Enjoyability as well, a 10 out of 10. It's very, very well balanced. Extremely rich in flavor. Really, really like these flavors as well. Reminds me of that My Father the Judge, where it just is, it's like a s'more. But this one is a little bit more complex. It has a little bit more cinnamon and graham cracker in it. A little bit more bite in this cigar. Really fantastic. Complexity here, a 9 out of 10. maybe just a little bit more on the sweeter note is probably the only thing that I would like to add. And I'm sure it probably adds that here later in the cigar, but fantastic as far as the start. Finish on this cigar, a 9 out of 10. I would like it just to be a tad bit longer, but it's extremely rich and still very, very long. As far as the burn performance, just really no knocks here. The ash structure just only tiny bit wavy, I'm sorry, tiny bit flaky there. So a 9 out of 10, and then the ash color as well, just a tiny bit of gray in there with a little bit of black spots. So an 8 out of 10. Everything else there, though, 10 out of 10 draw, consistency, combustion. It's absolutely phenomenal. And then the smoke assessment, really nothing to knock here. An 8 out of 10 for the aroma. It's putting off a good aroma in the room. Nothing that really is too strong, but it is something that we pick up. So an 8 out of 10 here. Everything else phenomenal. A 9.63 for this first third. Absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully we keep this up, and this will be in the top 25. Gonna catch you back up here shortly in the second third. Bring you back in at about the end of the second third here of this cigar. Wow, flavor profile is absolutely phenomenal here in the second third, just like in the first third. The chocolate note has taken a back seat. It is kind of out of there. Maybe just a subtle cocoa powder here, but really the woody and spicy notes really take over. A hickory, cedar, and oak woods here, along with cayenne or red pepper. Not 100% positive what that is just yet. Baking spices in here, as well as some cinnamon. Just very, very, very well-rounded flavor profile. Very rich in flavor as well. Extremely enjoyable. I think the complexity here is very nice as well. The finish could just be just a slightly bit longer, but very, very rich in flavor. Got a nice spice there from the red or cayenne pepper, and then as well as that woody note, some drier woody notes as well. The draw here, I did have a little bit of a tough spot in the middle of the cigar. Just lasted not very long, but the draw did have a little bit of a tightness to it there. So 9 out of 10 here, but other than that, it was just perfect. So 9 out of 10. Consistency, 10 out of 10 here. The char line, just absolutely perfect throughout this whole cigar so far. Combustion, 9 out of 10. Again, ash structure and ash color still the same. Still just slightly flaky, and then the ash color's still just slightly gray there. As far as the resting smoke here, or the smoke assessment, the aroma still same, filling up the room. Really nothing has changed too much on the smoke assessment. Maybe just a little less drawing smoke, just because of that tightness there in the middle of that of this middle third. Gonna go ahead and smoke it down though into the final third, and then catch you back up with my final thoughts. So far, an extremely enjoyable cigar. Oh, this third ranked a 9.42, so fantastic score. Hey, bringing you back in the final third of this cigar. Man, wow. This has been a fantastic experience so far. Really, really enjoyable cigar. Flavor profile changes up a tad bit here in the final third. Get the espresso back here again, chocolate as well as some cream. Very, very rich in flavor. Still get those peppery spices as well. They're just a little bit more subtle here in the final third. Cigar is, however, just a tad bit coarse on the mouth, so all the numbers are kind of affected because of that coarseness. Intensity still very, very rich in flavor here. Enjoyability does, again, take the hit here to a 9 out of 10 just because of the coarseness of the flavor. Complexity still very, very complex. Really nothing has changed here as far as burn performance or that flavor, besides the coarseness of the flavor, which then comes down here into the smoke assessment with the mouthfeel, 7 out of 10 with that coarseness of flavor. Little bit on the hotter side as well, a 9 out of 10 as far as the temperature here. Aroma still the same, drawing smoke, still very, very nice amount of drawing smoke here. Resting smoke actually does pick up a tad bit here in the final third, which is quite nice. Still kind of the same construction. Great even char line throughout. Good draw here in the final third. As far as the final score here in this final third, it is a 9.14. Really fantastic score there. The craftsmanship score going back was a 1.91. This cigar really just was fantastic throughout. Great construction, really fantastic flavor. It's gonna probably end up in our top 25 at the end of the year. It's really phenomenal. As far as the strength goes, it's a 7 out of 10 here on the last third. I think we started out more of a 4 out of 10, maybe even a 5, and then just subtly picked up to a 7 out of 10 here for the finish. So a very, very enjoyable experience there as well. Overall final score of a 9.40 for this cigar. Really fantastic score. These things MSRP for about $18. So for 18 with our price per point, that gives us a 1.91 for the price per point score. A little bit on the higher end, but for a cigar that tastes as good as this does with the construction and everything, I couldn't see you not spending $18 for it. I mean, it is worth all $18. If you're gonna spend $18 to $20 on a cigar, this is kind of what you expect to get. I want to get something that is easy to smoke, has great construction, but also has just very, very good flavors in it that are very well balanced, good complexity, and then just have a good evolution throughout. And this cigar does that. It is phenomenal. Great job by Dunbarton. Gonna have to revisit this at the end of the year in our top 25 because I think it is gonna place there in that top 25. If you like the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are on a push for 100 subscribers, and we are giving away that Cutter and Boveda pack. We're very close, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Got some Tampa Cigar Week content coming for you in the next couple of days. We just got back, so that's why we've been on like a 4 or 5 day hiatus, so I apologize for that. Also, new scoring system. I'm going to mention it here in the next couple of videos, but we are using this burn rate by CigarTV. You can find it, actually I will show you here at the end of the video how you can find that and how you use that on their website. But I think it's going to provide us with some more in-depth reviews for you, just getting more into the nitty-gritty of each of the cigars. I just felt like the old system, it was too hard to distinguish a 90 between two cigars. Now we're getting more into the decimal points and even into the enjoyability factors of these cigars. So I think we're going to get into that more nitty-gritty and be able to distinguish cigars a little bit better. So please leave your comments down below if you like the new system. We're going to be using it definitely for the next couple of reviews and just trying to iron out all those kinks as well. So please leave a comment if you like it. If you don't like it, like the old one, whatever you want, let us know. See you next time here on the Smoke Shack.
Here's the final burn rate scorecard for this Dunbarton Sobremesa Solita Red. You can pause the video if you need to see any of the final scores. Alright, we're going to take you over to the burn rate scorecard. So in order to get to the burn rate scorecard, you're going to need to go to cigartv.com. And whenever you go there, you're going to be greeted by this page. In the top left, we're going to click on the menu. Down here under shows, which is the very bottom one, you'll see here burn rate. Going to click on scorecard, which is going to bring up the whole burn rate scorecard. So here we've got the burn rate scorecard. You can put in your brand, lined, Vitola, wrapper, binder, filler for the cigar. Under the strength here, we have a strength rating out of 10. You can go ahead and slide this slide meter, or even click on the individual notches there to get exactly the strength that you want to score. Craftsmanship score here is out of 20%, which is just really presentation of the cigar, the construction, really all the pre-light stuff that we usually talk about. Then down here, we have all of these scores, and even up here as well as the craftsmanship. All of the scores are out of 10. They just apply a percentage to them to give you your total final score. So here for the first third, we have flavor profile is about 51% of each of the thirds. and then burn performance 24%, and then the smoke assessment 5%. Really, the flavor profile, this is how I break it down. The intensity is like the richness of flavor. Enjoyability, just how do you enjoy this cigar? Are these flavors something that you like? Are they something you don't like? Do they work well together? Are they balanced? And then complexity down here, is it well-rounded, the flavor profile? Is it very complex? And then the finish, did you get a nice taste or finish on your mouth? Was it very rich in flavor? Was it long? Just real simple there. Again, all this is pretty self-explanatory. The draw, how was the draw of the cigar? Consistency, that's our char line. How did it burn? Did it burn really consistent there? Or was it slightly wavy or super wavy? Combustion, how is that thing smoking? A lot of times you might have a cigar that smokes a lot faster than others, and it might have a good even char line down the whole thing, but it's just smoking like a chimney. And that's usually not a good thing either, because we're going to get a lot more harsh flavors. And then the ash structure, that one's pretty self-explanatory. Ash color, how white is that ash? We're looking for that nice white ash. And then, or how black is it? How bad looking is it? And then the smoke assessment down here, pretty simple. Resting smoke, how much smoke is coming off that cigar while it's resting on your ashtray. The drawing smoke, how much smoke are you getting in your mouth when you are taking those puffs. The mouth feel here, is it coarse on your mouth, or is it rather smooth? The temperature, does the cigar get hot while you're taking puffs or not? And then the aroma, does this thing leave a big aroma in the room? Is it a good aroma? Is it a bad aroma? Just stuff for you to think about. Then you can swipe through here with your finger to go to each of the thirds. So this is the first third, middle third, final third. Each of the thirds will be scored out of 10. So you get a total score out of 10. Those all come into your final score up here. So whenever we get all of our final scores, go take you through, just plug a couple numbers in here so we get some. All right, so we have a score here. Up in the top right here, we can export this file, which pulls up an exported file or a PDF file of this particular review, which then we can either send a text message, email, can post it on our Instagram. We can also save it to our files. Just a neat way of really saving this particular scorecard. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know what you think of the scorecard. We'll see you next time here on the Smoke Shack.